What's up, guys? It's your boy Just Minus here with another video deck profile. One of my favorite decks for the longest. It's the Ghostricks. Too bad that they never became, to what I thought they would. Just something more powerful. But we're just gonna get into it. So let's just get this started, alright? Okay, so first we're gonna do 3 copies of Ghostrick Lantern. Every Ghostrick monster, for the exception of the Xmas monsters, they have the effect of once per turn they can flip themselves down. So that way, you can keep activating their effects the next turn and whatnot. His effect is when a direct attack is declared, or when a Ghostrick monster is gonna get attacked, negate the attack, and if you do, special summon this card face down. So he negates 1 attack, either direct or when a Ghostrick monster you control is being targeted for an attack. 3 off. Then we have 3 Ghostrick Gianchi. His effect is when he's flipped face up, you can add a Ghostrick monster from the deck to your hand, depending on the total Ghostrick monsters you control. So if you only have, for example, him, when you flip him face up, add a level 1. If you have 2, obviously add a level 2. If you have 3, add a level 3. So he adds Ghostrick monsters from deck to hand. Then we have 3 Ghostrick Jack Frost. So this guy is kind of the same as Ghostrick Lantern, except that he only works when a direct attack is declared. And you get to change the opponent's monster face down. Then you special summon him face down. So he's pretty good, especially when you have the field spells up. You flip their monsters face down. Then I have 2 copies of Ghostrick Mary. I only run 2 because, well, I have quite a couple cards that add things to the hand, and usually I don't necessarily need a lot of Ghostrick monsters on the field, at least not at the beginning. So when it's late in the game, usually I'm already set up because I have so many trap cards in the deck that stalls to that point. But her effect is pretty much when you get damage inflicted, whether that be through an attack or through effect damage, you can discard this card and you can special summon 1 Ghostrick monster from the deck, face down defense position. Hard once per turn. Alright, so that's that. And then we're going to move on to the next 2. Ghostrick Fairy. This is the most recent Ghostrick support card. There was 1 spell card, but I don't think it was direct support for Ghostricks. It was just like a generic spell card where you would, I don't remember what it's called. You reveal 3 level 1s. Your opponent selects 1 to add to their hand. 1 goes to my hand, and then the other 1 is sent to shuffled back into the deck. And this one. So with her effect, it's pretty much when she's flipped face up, you can target 1 Ghostrick card in your graveyard, any Ghostrick card. That could be not the spell card, trap cards mostly, and spell, I guess, if you'll spell too. And set that card in the field, but it's banished when it leaves the field. And after that, you change face-up monsters your opponent controls to face down, depending on the number of set cards you control. So it's a really good card. I'm surprised some people don't run it or only run 1. I run it at 2. I can recycle back my Ghostrick Scare and all of that. So 2 is good. Ghostrick Fairy. Then I have 2 Ghostrick Stain. His effect is pretty much when he inflicts battle damage, you can add 1 Ghostrick spell trap card from your deck to your hand. I'm not sure if I'm convinced on it yet, because like I said, I do have a trap heavy deck, and I rely mostly on the field spell card to add cards to my hand, which is Ghostrick Parade. But I run 2. I might just knock it down 1 and put something else in here, another Ghostrick monster maybe. But so far I'm going to be running 2. And also because he's the strongest, so when it comes to the point where I can just swing, this is going to be necessary for me to start knocking down the opponent's life points. So I run 2 of those guys. And last, I run 1 of each of Ghostrick Skeleton. So his effect is pretty much when he's flipped face up, I can banish cards from the opponent's deck up to the number of Ghostrick monsters I control. So and they have to be face up. So if I control 5 when I flip this guy, the opponent has to banish 5 cards from the top of their deck to the banish zone, face down. So really cool. there's a lot of Ghostrick decks out there that revolve around this strategy to banish as much as you can with this guy. But my deck is a little bit different. Mine's mostly just stalling and just trolling the opponent really. But one of these guys. And then lastly, the one last Ghostrick monster I run is Ghostrick Spectre. His effect is pretty much um, when a Ghostrick monster is destroyed by an opponent's card effect or by battle with their attacking monster and sent to the graveyard, I can search summon this card from my hand and face down and then draw one card. I might get rid of him again, I don't know. I might switch into something else. Maybe a third copy of Ghostrick Mary, but only one of. And that's that for the monster lineup. Then I'm going to move on now to my spell cards. I run one copy of Ghostrick Mansion. This is I guess it's the most popular one. It's essentially a field spell card where monsters can attack face down defense position monsters, but can attack directly if all monsters their opponent controls are face down. So once that's met, essentially what happens is the effect damage or battle damage inflicted by monsters other than Ghostricks, it's halved. So it's good towards the end, and the thing is with this card is the only attacks that don't get halved is the Ghostrick monsters themselves. So that's when you start swinging at your opponent with full-on attack with your Ghostrick monsters. But your opponent's attacks, obviously they're not going to be Ghostricks unless it's a mirror match. They're going to be attacking and they're only going to be doing half the damage. So good card, but I only run one of. It's literally, I only use it towards the end. I never use this at the beginning unless it's really, really necessary. Then I run 3 Ghostrick Parades. Same thing. Monsters can't attack face down defense position monsters, but can attack directly. But with this guy, I receive all damage. So when the opponent attacks, I'll receive all the damage. But when they declare direct attack, I can add one Ghostrick card, any Ghostrick card from the deck to your hand. And the cool thing about it is it's not a hard once per turn. So if they keep attacking you directly again and again, you can add and add and add and add. Usually what I like to do is they attack me, I can add a Ghostrick Mary. So with Ghostrick Mary, obviously once the damage step is over, Ghostrick Mary activates. I send her to the grave or discard her and switch summon one in defense position, and then they'll attack again. Obviously I'm going to have enough life points, and I can go for something like Lantern or Ghost. But it's really cool. Again, you can add any one Ghostrick card from the deck to your hand. So a 3 must for me at least. The next 3 is 3 Allure of Darkness. A lot of people, actually not a lot. I've seen some people that play. I think it was a Pot of Desires, the one that banishes 10. It's just a bad card for this deck. You don't want to banish 10 cards from your deck. Like, you're gonna banish key cards and then what? You're stuck. So Allure of Darkness is the best draw engine I would say for this deck. If there's any other cards out there, or if you have any ideas, let me know. But I find these to be the best option out of all those other drawing cards, especially Pot of Desires. That's a big no-no. And finally, the next 3 is 3 Book of Moon. I don't know what happened to my third copy. I had a third copy of the Platinum Rare because I like the Platinum Rare the best. A lot of people don't like that rarity, but I find it to be one of the more prettier looking rarities out there. To some cards, not all of them look nice, but I like the way it looks on Book of Moon. I already ordered the third one, so it's already coming. But 3 copies of Book of Moon. The reason why I run 3 is we're in Master Rule 5. It's links, and links, right? Obviously, now with the new Master Rule, you can summon as many XE and synchro to the main monster zones. But now that it's link based, I feel like what you want to do is you don't want to let your opponent link summon. So Book of Moon is great. If you can manage to flip one of their monsters face down, and they control only 2, and they can only summon 2 for whatever matchup it may be, then great. You just stop their whole play right there. So I run 3, and also if I need to flip one of my monsters face down to activate Ghost Scare or something, I can also do that, or some other shenanigans. But I run 3. Really, really practical, I think, for this deck. Now we're gonna move on to the trap cards. For trap cards, I'm gonna start with Ghostrick Vanish. I only run 1 copy of this. I might switch it out for some other Ghostrick card. Maybe Ghostrick. I believe it's Ghostrick Go Round. If I'm not mistaken, no, it's not that one. It's the other one. It's the one where if it's face up continuous, it's a continuous trap card. your opponent cannot flip summon. But as far as what this guy does is, you have to reveal a Ghostrick card, and for this turn, Ghostrick cards you control and face down monsters you control cannot be targeted or be destroyed by card effects. So it protects your Ghostrick cards, in that sense. So I run it at 1. I'll see if I'll change it later, but 1 is good so far. The next ones are Ghostrick Renovations. I run 3 of these. This is mostly what I do with my strategy. A lot of times when I have the field spell out, people want to get rid of it. You see a Ghostrick field spell card, you want to get rid of it, because the Ghostrick field spell card is really what makes the deck run. But I have 3 of these in case they MST it or whatever, destroy it. You activate this, it bounces the field spell card, and then puts another one from the deck or your hand back into the field, and it evades the destruction effect completely. So I run 3 of these. The other effect is you can banish this from the graveyard, and you can banish it during either player's turn. So don't forget that. You can banish it, and you can Xe summon a Ghostrick monster, overlay it over another Ghostrick Xe monster. So again, that's another, if they play like another destruction effect, you can do that, and you can evade the destruction effect. But really good. I run it at 3. Again, it's my strategy. Other people run it differently. They run it at 2 or 1. Some don't even run it at all. But 3 is perfectly fine for me. The next card is 3 copies of Ghostrick Scare. Everybody knows what this does. Targeting number of face down cards you control, flip them face up, and depending on the number of Ghostricks you control, flip the opponent's monsters based on that number. So if you flip up 3 Ghostricks, you can flip down 3 of your opponent's monsters. And remember, this card does not target, so it's awesome. All right, not a hard once per turn, so you can use it as many times in one turn if you want, or if you have the ability to. So 3 copies of this. Lastly, actually no, I got 2 more. So these, I run Needle Sealing. This is clutch. A lot of people summon a lot of monsters nowadays. They summon boards and boards and boards. When you want to activate this card, it's right before they summon into something really dangerous. A bigger link monsters with, invisibility effects. Can't be destroyed by card effects. Can't be targeted by this. You want to do it before then. You can only activate this when there's four monsters on the field, but it only destroys face-up monsters. So if you have a Ghostrick monster and it's flipped face down, and then your opponent summons 3, there you go. It already clears it, so you can activate it and destroy their 3 monsters or more monsters if they have any more. But I run 3 of these. It comes in clutch. I'll put a replay video. I didn't do much of the replay videos because most of my replay videos were on my Mac, and I didn't want to transfer it over to my PC. I just don't want to do any of that, so I only have like 2 replay videos, I believe. But I run 3 of these, really clutch. And then lastly, I have 3 copies of Floodgate Trap Hole. So this card, again, essentially my deck revolves around your opponent not being able to link summon, right? Because once they link summon, it's kind of hard to deal with that because Ghostricks don't have outs. You need Raigeki or something like that. They're not strong enough to even go over some big link monsters. So if you can stop the opponent from link summoning this card, when they summon a monster, activate it, their monster get flipped face down, but they remain that way and they can't change their battle position. So unless they have a card or effect that flips them face up, it's gonna stay down forever. So 3 of these, I like it. But other people run different things. They run the Mirror Force cards and things like that, which are good, but I prefer these. So now we're gonna move on to the extra deck cards. So let me just put these away like so, and we're gonna start off with 3 copies of Ghostrick Aldo card. Beautiful, aren't they? My ultimate rares. I thought I had a 3rd copy of first set, but I don't. Anyway, what this guy does is essentially, while this guy's out on the field, Ghostrick monsters you control, or any face-on defense position monsters you control, they cannot be targeted for attacks. So, they're protected by this guy. And then you can detach 1 copy of this guy and destroy 1 set card on the field. Sorry, one set card your opponent controls. And lastly, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 other Ghostrick card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So this is good because when it's sent to graveyard, it can be a material too. So sometimes what I like to do is I like to overlay Ghostrick Angel of Mischief, and then detach this to add a Ghostrick card back to my hand. So really good card. I run 3 of these guys. Then we have 3 copies of Angel of Mischief. So essentially what this does is you can overlay it over any Ghostrick XE monster, and then their materials become hers. The other effect is you can detach a material from this card, and you can add a Ghostrick, what was it? I believe it's a Ghostrick spell or trap card to your hand. Lastly, you can once per turn attach 1 Ghostrick card from your hand to her as material, because she does have a win condition. I've only been able to manage to pull this off once, like in real life. Where is it? Where if she has let's see, there's some right here. So when the number of XP materials on this card becomes 10, you win the duel. So if this has 10 materials, you win. So pretty cool. But again, it's hard to pull off. You need to make a deck list dedicated for that effect to go off, or to go quicker. The next 3 is Ghostrick So Cute Boss. So with her, I don't summon her too much, but when I do, this is one way to get rid of those link monsters in the link field zone. So you activate the trap card Ghostrick Mansion, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on. I keep forgetting that trap card. Ghostrick Renovation. So you activate Ghostrick Renovation, and you can overlay an XE monster, an XE Ghostrick monster over another XE. So I activate Ghostrick Renovation, I put her on the field, and I activate her effect, which essentially you detach 1, and then target to face a monster on the field with attack less than or equal to the combined attack of all Ghostrick monsters currently on the field, and then destroy it. And if I do, that monster card zone cannot be used as long as you control a Ghostrick monster. So even if she leaves the field, that effect will apply until there is no Ghostrick monsters on the field. So it's good against Link. That's really one of the only outs, but it's really hard because not a lot of Ghostricks are strong. Actually, most Ghostricks are completely weak. So 3 of her, just in case. And then we have 3 of Ghostrick Dolohan. His effect is during either player's turn, detach 1, and you can half one monster, half the attack of 1 monster on the field during either player's turn, hard once per turn. And lastly, if he's sent to the graveyard, you can target another Ghostrick card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So same effect as the Aldo card. And then for the generic, other cards is 1 number 54 Lionheart. Essentially, when I attack with this card, both whatever damage I receive, the opponent receives. Or I can detach 1 material, whatever damage I received, they receive it only. Alright, so that's what he does. And lastly, one copy of a Link monster, Beat Cop from the Underworld. The reason why I can run 1, I'm probably gonna run 2. I'll probably remove the other XE monster. Essentially, once you Link summon her, you contribute her away immediately, and you can use her effect to add a token and put it on any card that you have face up. And while that token is there, if they're destroyed, remove the token instead. So, really good. It protects the field spell. I'm probably going to have a second one. And that was pretty much it for my Ghostrick cards. Again, I'm going to put only 2 replay videos. I wish I had more. But I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you think I should move something else, in the deck, put some other cards in, remove some out. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and like and subscribe. Just Minus out.